Let's talk about ranked anxiety. Ranked anxiety is the fear of playing matches because there's rank or elo on the line. But why should this be the case? Why do players care so much about their ranks that they get dissuaded from playing the game? Why do some players worry so much about their elo that it affects their mood in and out of the game? Let's try to delve deeper. Ranks or elo serve as the metric for your skill. It is a tangible way of showing how good you are compared to other players. You win some games, it goes up, and if you lose some, it goes down. Let's face it, getting that rank up is satisfying. Gaining elo from consecutive wins is like a drug. You'll want to keep winning to get more and more elo. Even after reaching a certain rank, you'll want more elo to get that next rank up. As much as people like winning elo and getting rank ups, no one likes losing games. People value their rank because it gives a sense of pride and accomplishment. It indicates the returns from their hard work and justifies the amount of time and effort put into this game. Without a ranking system, casual and competitive PUBG players won't have much to look forward to. Let's now tackle the notion that some players value their rank so much that they fear losing it, hence they don't play. Losing games won't discredit any of your past accomplishments. You might slump for a bit and derank, but you'll get your lost elo back eventually. Playing matches themselves is one of the best ways to improve at the game, because you are applying your learned skills in the most realistic situations. You are not shooting at bots or dots, you are actually taking duels against similarly skilled players on actual run-by-round scenarios. If you think that losing your rank means your friends will look down on you, then I have two things to say to you. Number one, they aren't really your friends if they look down on you for having a lower video game rank. But if it's just the jokes you are worried about, then just play along with it. You'll get your rank back, then they'll stop making jokes about you. You can even return the favor by proving them wrong. Number 2, do not play for validation. Play to have a good time and also reach the goals you set for yourself. You shouldn't strive for a certain rank just to impress people. If you want to reach a certain elo because you think it's a decent level, then go ahead, that's acceptable. But don't overthink about your rank as if it will determine your value as a person and as a player. Your friends are your friends whether you are Faceit level 10 or Gold Nova 2. You, along with your friends, can have fun while also being competitive. It's not simply one or the other. Don't be pressured as if you are playing professional matches. Moving on, other players feel anxious about ranked matchmaking because they might play badly and lose more elo. The thing is, you can't expect to win every game and you can't expect to play well all the time. Off games happen and you just have to accept those. But it is up to you how you approach those losses. You should consider your ranked games as a learning experience. If everything in the game is smooth sailing easy, that means you are not learning much. Challenging games are where you learn the most from. If you avoid matches because you fear failing, you won't become a better player than you are now. You can't just keep avoiding challenges and expect to improve. Like I've said prior, the elo you lose is something you can always recover. If you lose a game due to bad performance, take it as an opportunity to identify your mistakes and find solutions for them. A minor setback like a bad game shouldn't demotivate you. It should actually push you to play better next time. Think of it this way. If you lose some elo now, but become a better player in the process, then it is a good trade. Since you've improved, it is only a matter of time before you get your elo back and then more. But if you really don't feel like playing the game, or you know you're gonna play worse, then it's okay not to play. You can still improve at the game through other modes that aren't ranked. And playing when you're not feeling it is counterproductive. Let's move on to the players that worry too much about their elo and rank. Worrying about one's elo too much can be problematic at times. Some players get really mad and frustrated when they go down a rank or lose some elo. It can reach a point where they start tilting in game because they value their elo so much. The situation becomes worse when those emotions start affecting them outside of the game. A game. I think some people forget the true essence of playing video games. At the end of the day, you play to have fun and have a good time. Unless you are aiming to reach the professional level, you don't have to be super emotional and frustrated at yourself or your teammates every time you lose a match. If you act like each game is a high-stakes major event, it's not, you're not gonna have the greatest time. Plus, you have to consider that not everyone is as committed to the game as you. Don't be mad at your random teammates because they don't play like it's a tournament final. You can be critical of your own gameplay. No one is preventing you from doing it. You can even be upset that you lost a few games. That's fine, it is what it is. But the results in game shouldn't determine your mood outside of the game. If you are frustrated from the match, don't let that negative energy reach other parts of your life. This game is not everything, it is just your hobby. And the D-rank or lost elo is something you can always bounce back from. People make a big deal out of elo, but in reality, it is something that is so easy to forget. People won't remember you for having 2800 elo on Faceit, so don't make a big deal out of it, and don't make it the main factor to your happiness. If you want to leave your mark on the game, play Team CS and try to make a name there. Your Faceit elo can indeed grant you opportunities to get into smaller teams, but it becomes irrelevant as you get into higher leagues. So to summarize, don't be afraid to fail in ranked games. Consider it a learning experience. Your games can be fun and competitive at the same time. It doesn't have to be either of the two. You can try your hardest every game, but you still have to remember the reason for playing. Fun and enjoyment. Everything that comes after is a byproduct of that. Okay, so that wraps up my thoughts on ranked anxiety and elo consciousness. I hope you guys learned from this video. If you did, please feel free to like and subscribe as it helps the channel. With that being said, I'm a head out.